this video, we'll be discussing what it's like being the sober friend on a typical college spring break trip. My name's Lauren, and I choose not to drink alcohol because I want to live a long, healthy life, and alcohol just has negative effects on your brain and body. But all my friends still drink. So when the talk about this spring break trip came up, I agreed to do it. Of course, I want to spend time with my friends, and there's gonna be palm trees. I bet there aren't too many people my age sober for the same reason as me, but this video could apply to anyone who's sober for any reason. While I didn't participate in all the activities as my friends, I did have many highlights on my trip. We started out by doing a road trip from Illinois to Florida, specifically Panama City Beach, otherwise known as PCB. Believe it or not, I had a great time on the road trip. We saw lots of scenery along the highways, and we sang lots of Taylor Swift. There were also some country songs that I didn't really know, but it was fun hanging out and singing. The highways along our route were pretty cool. In Illinois, we don't really see bluffs along the sides of highways, but we saw that all the way through Tennessee to, I guess, Florida. Since every car was arriving on a different day, we spent our time in a hotel for one night, and then we had to switch rooms for the rest of our trip. Our room the first night was nothing special. Let me say that. Our patio was connected to other rooms' patios, and I didn't really see these other people. I didn't pay attention to them, but my friends who were sharing the room with me, they said that our neighbors on the patio looked like they were in high school and they were drinking. So that's interesting. My friends were like, oh, there's a lot of young people here, because all of us are 21, 22 on this trip. Then the next day, everyone was there. So my friends picked up their bar cards from a place called Hammerhead Fred's.
So we're just here at Fred's. Called Hammerhead Fred's. You're here to get hammered.
They spent about $100 to get this bar card to help them get out of cover and get some happy hours where they didn't have to pay for their drinks. A fun thing we did on the first day when everyone was there was we used the pool, which had a slide, and this slide was so much fun. I loved it. And then also there's like this young, 10-year-old chanting at all 15 of us college kids to like go down the slide. Thank goodness she was there, because I wanted to go down the slide. I needed everyone else to go down the slide with me.
4, 3, 2,
Yay!
At one point, we had 3 people going down at the same time, but someone chickened out, so it's just me and someone else. The next day, I found a place for my run because I had already missed a couple long runs in my marathon training plan, and I could not get any farther behind. But I was planning this because I did bring my running shoes and clothes for running. I ended up finding this beautiful place with so many palm trees and like palm bushes, and it was kind of swampy, but I also just thought it was so beautiful and a great day for me to go. I guess it rained pretty hard the day before, so that's why it was swampy. When I briefly met someone from the area, I mentioned how I went to the conservation park, and he was like, what is that? This is not a typical thing that people do from around here. And I'm like, well, it's beautiful. You should definitely go check that out. I did not mind that it was 4 hours because I had enough water. I did the distance. This is gorgeous. But I was a little bit scared of the wildlife. There was this bug that I sent to one of my group chats, and I was like, hey, do you think this bug can hurt me? Someone responded yes. I think that might be sarcasm looking back, but in the moment I was like, oh, okay, this can hurt me. I will avoid it at all costs. There are also signs for alligators. Thank goodness I did not see one of those. But what I did see, and was probably the most traumatizing because my foot almost stepped on it, was a snake.
Oh my gosh. Why won't it move?
Thank goodness someone who worked there I don't know, they were on an ATV, came around the corner, and I was like, hey, why won't this snake move? And then he took care of it. And then I went along my way and I didn't see any more snakes.
Whew. It's beautiful here. I'm at Conservation Park in Panama City Beach, Florida. These trees are so cool.
I think it was such a special place for my first half marathon.
I just ran my first half marathon and I wish I could go swimming in that, but it's a double red flag, so I cannot.
After my run, I met my friends on the beach. When I was gone, they actually built a sand castle, which I thought was adorable. It was very well engineered, had great architecture. Someone took a little video of like being a sand person living in the castle. Then I saw some more wildlife on the beach.
It's a Portuguese man of war.
People just kept passing by and like saying, oh, don't touch that, it will sting you. It's a
Portuguese man of war.
Whatever it's called. The first cat I saw was at a dinner place. We went to the Frog place. I'll put the name of the Frog restaurant here. It was a wonderful dinner. My friends paid for me because we were celebrating my birthday a little bit. That was so nice of them. I greatly appreciate that. They didn't have to, but it was so windy. Oh my gosh. I also really appreciated seeing cats in the wild. Not like in the wild, but outside on the beach around the hotel. Again, the next day, I visited the conservation park to do a recovery run post long run. And this time my friend came with me, so I got a little clip of me running and then had some more time at the beach. I was also reading. Beach reading is all right. I don't think I read that much of my book. And then there was a beautiful sunset almost every single day. Here's a little sneak peek at the realities of vlogging.
I'm mesmerized by the sunset. What are you taking a picture of?
I was taking a video of the sunset. No photos were being taken. Maybe that day or another evening was a St. Patrick's Day party at the hotel bar. Thank goodness we were people of the hotel because our wristbands got us out of cover. I heard that people were paying like $40. That's just not all right. And it turns out a lot of them were locals to PCB and that's just what they do for fun. I really like that my friends decided to only actually go to the hotel bar one night out of our stay because it would be pretty boring if I was a sober person and I went there every single night. That's why I didn't get the bar card. I didn't want to step foot in that place. It was nice to do something with my friends during the night, but I also fully took advantage of them leaving and going to the bar almost every other night because that means that I could get as much sleep as I wanted. And for me personally, spring break, winter break, whatever break I have ever in school, I'm like, oh, this is the time to catch up on sleep. And that I did on this spring break trip. So I was fully well rested, not wasting extra money on alcohol, Ubers to go to the bar, Ubers to come back to the bar. It was great for me. I love that. It was cool to see a bar scene outside of the college bars that I go to or have gone to on campus. Just to wrap up the trip really quick, I hung out with my friends. I bought some souvenirs for friends and family, and I saw many pretty views.
That's so pretty.
The day we left, left, we saw the sunrise instead of the sunset because we were leaving. On our road trip back home, we went past a Buc-ee's, and that was my first time I have ever been. I rate it 7 out of 10. The one thing was like their gas station did not have the squeegees for getting bugs off because they wanted you to pay for a full car wash. Once again, the car ride was pretty fun, I must say, because we ended up listening to the US government talking about alien encounters.
Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity.
Everyone was sleeping except for me and the driver. So as the sober friend on a typical college spring break trip, I actually enjoyed pretty much all of it. And here are some extra little things. One of my friends picked up garbage every single day of the trip, and I didn't even realize that towards the end. Something sad about my trip is that I never got to go in the water because it was double red flags every day, and I wanted to go parasailing. But overall, it was really good. There's my insight on being the sober friend on a spring break trip. Overall, I had a great time. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you are a sober friend or sober curious, make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on the Sober Friends series. I already have a video out about being on a college bar crawl. Thanks for watching. Bye!